I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics going up against the Utah Jazz. Well, for the Jazz, they may have some challenges, but this is a game they have had circled on the calendar and want to deliver the top-notch performance they know. Guys, the Celtics are definitely one of the up-and-coming teams in the NBA. They rebuilt very quickly. Shaq, is that quick turnaround the result of the talent on the roster or more to the coaching?
Well, being that I played for Boston, they used to call me the Big Shamrock, and I don't really like talking about myself. But as great as the roster is, you got to give credit to Coach Stevens. He's been fantastic at setting up a system and getting everybody on the team on the same page. I won't talk about myself ever again.
Okay. Can I get $100 for every time you don't talk about yourself?
Deal.
Or do talk about yourself, rather. That is good. So I don't think you could discredit their roster. They got a lot of talent, Ernie. Not like myself back in the day, you know.
but you rarely talk about yourself.
Oh, right. I very rarely talk about myself. But, you know, they got some great defensive guards, kind of like myself was back in the day.
Welcome, folks, to what promises to be a great Tuesday night of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. We have an interconference showdown here in Boston where the Celtics will square off. And these two exciting young teams, Chris, a lot of talent and a lot of room to grow.
Oh, man, you see a lot of potential. Teams on the rise. With young teams, they are often breakdowns. They'll make mistakes. It's all about learning from them and getting better.
Well, that was well said. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Taking a look at the Jazz. Favors and Gobert, the defensive big men pair. Hill pairs up with Hood in the backcourt, and it's Hayward in at the small forward position.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got
and Utah has possession. Now here is Hill. Hood dishes to Hill. Back to Hood. Favors with a screen on Bradley. Favors with the screen. Hood gets the bucket. Here's Thomas. Pass to Johnson. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Stays with it. And Johnson able to finish the play. That's just outstanding. And when you take a look at Amir Johnson, he was signed as a free agent by the Celtics. Now, he had been a fan favorite in Toronto, much beloved in the locker room, but persistent ankle injuries gave the Raptors front office some
Mind the
concern.
lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one misses for Johnson. And with Amir Johnson, no disputing he's been a quality utility guy with a great upside. But Chris, do you think the doubts about his consistency were founded?
But you know what? He only missed 3 games last season, so I don't know if I'd agree with all the rumors. By all accounts, a class act and a great teammate. The Celtics were happy to have him, and I would think looking to resign him after this season.
Now here is Hill. Gobert the screen. And Favors kicks to Hill. And it's good. 2 points.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
That defense was awful. That was just pathetic. He should not be that wide open right near the bucket.
Kept alive. Horford. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Hill with it. Now Thomas defending. The drive by Hill. Here's Gobert. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on Jay Crowder.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
And the Stifle Tower, the French rejection, whichever name you want to give for Rudy Gobert, it probably speaks to his tremendous rim protection abilities, Greg.
Man, a few years back at the Combine, his wingspan measured at a record 7 feet, 8.5 inches. Clearly one of the league's premier shot blockers. Very difficult to shoot a high percentage against him. And at the offensive end, he's become an excellent rebounder and finisher in traffic. And the Utah Jazz, with all their young talent, a team that's been on the cusp in the Western Conference, I mean, they felt they were ready to make a playoff push, and acquiring some quality veteran leaders with George Hill, Joe Johnson, and Boris Diaw, I think is just what the doctor ordered.
Now here's Thomas, down to 5 on the shot clock, but he gets it back to the paint. It's stolen by Gobert. They push it up 4 on 3. Here's Hood, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And for the Jazz, Greg, do you like their moves this summer, adding all those veterans?
George Hill, I think, fits a need at the point guard, but can also play alongside Dante Exum. Boris Diaw, a skilled big man who fits.
Both free throws good from Hood. And Rodney Hood, talk about making a jump from year 1 to year 2. Greg, he improved in almost every facet of the game.
And Hood came into the league with a reputation as a dead-eye shooter, and that's been the case from both long and mid-range off the bounce. What has surprised some people, though, is his advanced ball handling and his ability to find open teammates. A relatively quick study there. Still a ton of upside to Hood's game.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to speak to Quinn Snyder just before the game. He said that interior presence is #1 on their list defensively. He told me that they have to make it difficult inside and close out the passing lanes to prevent easy looks in the paint. We'll see if that works for him, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Hood against Bradley. Fires for 3. And no good that time. So Utah will take it the other way. Hayward kicks to Hill. The basket good off the assist from Hayward.
Man, that's just tremendous court vision and timing. That assist was right on the money.
Celtics trail by 6. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Johnson against Favors. Outside Crowder. Thomas outside. Traps in the tray.
And with his usual degree of difficulty, I mean, that's an easy one. Thomas able to just catch and release.
Gobert the screen. Hill passes to Favors. Hayward left side. Pulls it up. And Utah again with the bucket.
Always pushing the action offensively. He puts so much pressure on the defense.
Thomas dishes to Horford. The Celtics working the ball around now. Johnson from outside. It's stolen by Gobert. In transition, here come the Jazz. And Hood with the basket on the assist by Hill. And it's 6 points for Rodney Hood.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Thomas kicks to Horford. Johnson at the elbow. Picked by Horford. And here's Bradley from 3. Rebound, Utah. For the 3. And George Hill, good for 3. Hill's got 7 points in the game.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And now the first timeout called here for Boston.
Get lost, Boston!
And stolen by Hood. It's Hill on the wing. Let's go. The offensive rebound. Back to Hood. Dishes it to Hill. The tray. And Utah another 3.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now, here's Thomas. Will it go? And the basket by Johnson. Johnson's got 6. Utah leading by 11. Here's Hill. Up top, Favors. Hayward passes to Hill. Here's Favors. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Outer dishes to Thomas. Pass to Bradley. Back to Thomas. Here's the three. Drains it from beyond the arc. Thomas got it back down to within single digits for Boston.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Outside, Favors. Gobert with a screen for Hayward. Back to Favors. Inside, Gobert. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
I mean, they've really owned this game so far. Dominant performance all around.
Not phased at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
Confidence is contagious, and when you see a guy like that finishing over a bigger man, it's got to motivate his teammates.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz.
One of my favorite players to watch is Isaiah Thomas. So creative offensively. He can shoot with deep range, and despite standing just 5'9", he's one of the best paint finishers in the game.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Horford. Urebko comes in for Amir Johnson. Brown is checked in for Crowder. And Smart subbed in for Avery Bradley. Exum with a wide open look. No good on the quick three. You talk about Thomas's creativity. Isaiah with the array of shots that he possesses.
Now look, he's small, but he actually looks for contact in there. Among the league leaders in free throw attempts. He's able to contort and lean. He uses every trick in the book to create space to get his shot inside.
Jazz leading by 6. Shots good by Lyles. Lyles got his first points in this one.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Johnson up top. He's covered by Brown. Johnson can't hit.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Oh, no, you're right. It's selfish on his part to attempt that. Should have passed it back out and tried to get a better look.
Utah's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Diaw, the screen. Burks kicks to Exum. Fires from deep. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Screen by Olynykh. Thomas passes to Olynykh, and the dunk by Olynykh.
Well, that's pretty nice work there as a roll man. Olynykh executing to perfection.
Exum with it. Now Thomas defending, and the basket by Diaw.
And it really starting to look like they're going to have one of those days where nothing goes wrong.
Hey, it's not their fault, and sometimes you get those kinds of outings, and when you do, it's an incredible feeling.
Here's your Urebko. Boris Diaw picking up that last basket.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Horrendous defense right there. Does the defense know who they're leaving wide open? You can't do that with him.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Well, they came to play today. It's still too early, but they really have put their foot down on their opponent so far.
Now here's Smart. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Olynykh can't hit.
Shocking. He bricked that one. That shot usually is money for him.
And Kelly Olynykh is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. .40 seconds left to play here in the first. Burks kicks to Diaw. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Diaw's got his second basket of the night.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Passes it to Olynykh to the middle. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, Kevin, such a gifted passer. Olynykh used to play the point guard position. I mean, you can see it in his skill set.
Jazz leading by 10. And here's Exum. 5 points in the game. They set the screen. Johnson from outside. And that comes off the assist by Exum. Exum's got 3 assists now in this one. There's Thomas with the 3. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. Jazz lead by 13. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And a very convincing performance from the Jazz so far.
You know, it's been about how solid they've been offensively here, really tuned in with one another.
And you have to give some credit to the play calling, getting the ball to guys in spots where they can really do something with it.
Well, Chris, the adage for a long time in many sports has been that great defense beats great offense. Do you think that really, though, holds true in the NBA?
No, I think great offense helps great defense, and great defense helps great offense. I think you need both in this league. I don't care if you have great defense if you can't score on the other end. And I don't care if you can score on the other end and not get a stop on the other end. So, you know, I think to make one clear statement like it's black or white, or to stand on one side of the line in the sand is just wrong. It's a balance of everything. And so, therefore, it's not one or the other. You need both.
Yeah, great perspective. Here's Exum. Good, and it's Diaw with the assist that time. Exum's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Jazz. Jerebko at the 4, Olynyk at the 5. Smart and Bradley the guards. And it's Brown in at the 3. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
The Jazz have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. And that one falls for Johnson. And the Celtics gravitate towards scrappy players. They like guys, Chris, who can carry a chip on their shoulder.
Well, come on. That's been a common thread for this young team. Toughness, grit, and passion. A lot of their players were overlooked in the past, came to Boston, ticked off, and looked to prove a point.
Here's Jerebko. Back to Smart. Takes the 3. The shot, no good. Jazz leading by 17. Here's Diaw. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Diaw's got 6 points.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Smart misses.
He's usually very dependable from that range, but the D got themselves in that play and got him off kilter.
Exum with it, now guarded by Bradley. Johnson kicks to Ingles. Back to Johnson. Nice ball movement by Utah. Burks' shot is good.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Smart dishes to Olynyk. And the dunk by Olynyk.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding the open man.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Out left to the wing. Ingles kicks to Burks. There's the pass to Diaw. Now here's Exum. He's tightly guarded. 6 to shoot. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. From outside, off the mark. Smart passes to Jerebko. A 3 ball. Good, and Smart gets the assist. 10 points for him.
Well, at his height, he can just rise up and get separation. And then, of course, the soft touch from distance.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kenneth Fareed, and call him Kenneth. He gets mad when you... USA can. He's the manimal, one of the best rebounders in the league. He plays with a tremendous motor. But Fareed said, I never looked at myself as just an energy player. I just have a lot more passion than other people in the league. And I play hard. I have talent and passion. Kevin?
A key player for Team USA gold medal in 2014. Thanks, D.A. Now, here's Burks. Ingles. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Ingles has got his first basket of the night.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And looking at the Jazz roster, they're a well-balanced group. You see scorers, Greg, playmakers, rebounders, shot blockers, plenty of quality depth.
And they've done a great job of drafting. Many of the main pieces of the puzzle seem to be in place. The next step for me is, will one of these young core players emerge as a superstar?
Al Horford, he's checked in for the Celtics. Johnson comes in for Urebko. Utah also making some changes. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Diaw. Rodney Hood comes in for Alec Burks. And George Hill's subbed in for Exum. Smart misses.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Jacks up a 3. The shot will not fall. Excellent D there from Hill.
Maybe he should look to pass the ball right now and get his teammates involved, because right now, his shot's not falling. He's ice cold.
And slam dunk by Smart.
And Smart flying towards the hoop for the sensational alley-oop. I mean, for a point guard, this guy can get up.
And Utah has possession. Hood with it. He has 6. Outside Favors. And Hood the bucket on the assist from Favors. Favors has got his 4th assist in this one.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Now here's Smart. From downtown, Gobert pulls it in.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Joe Ingles. Johnson against Favors. Hill drives in. 6 on the shot clock. And Favors kicks to Hayward. Shoots it up. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Celtics trail by 18. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Horford's shot is good.
And Horford in his 9th season in the league started making the three-pointer a big part of his offensive game. I mean, it's a shot you have to respect.
Hill kicks to Favors. It's back to Hill. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
I love the killer instinct he shows right there, exploding to the rim to add to the lead.
No mercy. He's one of the best at slamming the door shut in the opposition's face when they're trying to come back.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Bradley.
I have no idea why he would have even attempted that. That's a horrible turnover.
Now here is Hill, guarded by Smart. Hayward against Crowder. Hayward dishes to Hill. Outside Hood. The putback. They get it back. Here's Gobert. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Celtics trail by 17. Horford the pass to Smart. Horford with a screen on Hill. Smart kicks to Johnson. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Now, when you think about Amir Johnson, the last ever prep to pro draftee. Now, look, he was taken out of high school with the 56th pick by the Pistons back in 2005. Learning from the vets on that squad, he learned how to win.
And we're not used to thinking of 11-year vets still having room to grow, but you know what, Chris? That might be the case with Amir Johnson.
Well, it's interesting. I played with Amir, always a great athlete with high energy, great motor, but he's never averaged more than 28 minutes a game despite being that highly effective player. That could mean he's had a lot of tread left on those tires.
Now, here is Hill. He's got 12. Stolen by Smart. To the paint, here's Horford, and a dunk by Horford.
Oh, nice look by Crowder, finding the open man.
Jazz leading by 13. Knocked away. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. The Celtics working the ball around now. Now Hayward. He dishes it to Hill. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That'll be his second foul of the game.
2 quick fouls. That's bad news for him. He has to keep his hands to himself until halftime.
Trey Lyles checked in for Utah. Stolen by Smart. Here's Favors. Good. The assist goes to Hill.
Timeout.
Favors got his first points in this one.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Man, it looks like the defense is just giving up.
And a lot of legends say nowadays, Chris, players don't have that same animosity they once had toward other teams, other players. Why is that? And which camp did you fall in?
Well, I think the world is smaller now. I think when you look at the fact of the internet and the fact that you can now watch your friends that maybe you met at camp in 14 and 15, you can watch them now through the various apps. I think it allows you to stay closer, you know, and allows you to build those relationships. The fact that everybody has a cellular phone now. So I think the world is smaller than it was when I played.
Yeah.
But there are some guys that I really respect and I haven't spoken to until after they've retired. Or until after I've retired. And so I wasn't in the camp of kissy, huggy, Philly, all that good stuff. If I knew you and I played with you on another team, then I'd always show you love. But you could be my brother. And once the jump ball goes up, if you're on the other team, you know, for these 48 minutes, I don't know you, you know. So the only family I have during those 48 minutes is my mom in the stands cheering for me, my pops, and my 12 teammates and my coaches. I want to see guys fight and claw for it and compete, and not that you can't. It just kind of doesn't throw the impression that you are when you're singing Kumbaya together at halftime during the game, smiling and taking pictures.
That's an excellent point. Crowder kicks to Horford. And a dunk by Horford.
Oh, don't get in his way. Horford not to be denied when he gets in that close.
Jazz leading by 13. Pass to Lyles. That one bounces around and comes back out.
You were shocked when he misses open shots like that. The D should be thanking their lucky stars right now.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Hit. Shooting one.
Brown is checked in for Marcus Smart.
And for me, one of the more unsung players in the league, Al Horford, a two-time national champion at the University of Florida, one of the most skilled and versatile big men in our league, and he hasn't gotten the attention I believe he deserves.
Now here is Hill. 12 points for him. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Oh, I love the anticipation on that play. Might have stolen it if he were there just about a half a step sooner.
Here's Hood. He's got 8. Favors passes to Lyles. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. Lyles got his second bucket of the game to go. Celtics trail by 12. And with Horford's free agency looming this last summer, last season was a tricky spot for the Atlanta Hawks. Would they be able to keep him?
Yeah, and you go back to the lack of exposure he's gotten. I mean, from the Dominican Republic, he's a Spanish-speaking star. I mean, his marketing and endorsement potential in bigger markets, something he is well aware of.
Hood gets the bucket.
I mean, on offense, he has been a constant force. You get him the ball, and there's a good chance he's going to knock that shot down.
Thomas dishes to Johnson. Hill against Thomas. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Thomas got 8 points.
Wow, and like all great scorers, Thomas never fazed by a little defensive pressure.
Hill kicks to Favors. Hayward passes to Lyles. Can't cash in from the high post.
You can bet if he's left open from there again, he's probably going to knock that one down.
Oh, wow, guys, doesn't look good. We've got an injury here.
Oh, man, not happy right now. You can see he is really hurting.
Oh, and you know what? Some of that pain may be mental. It's called the fear of the unknown. Let's hope it turns out to be less serious than it looked, though.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk checked in for Horford. And Urepko is subbed in for Amir Johnson. A different look for Utah. Boris Diaz checked in for Favors. Alec Burks comes in for Rodney Hood. And it's Exum in for Hill. Kicks it to Urepko. Three-pointer. No good. And it's Utah the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. That one off the back iron and out.
They look to him to bury those kinds of shots, even with the D all over him.
The dish to Olynyk. Takes the three. Utah with the rebound. Now here's Hayward. Diaw with a wide open look. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Diaw's got 5 points in the quarter. Burks with the steal. Here's Hayward. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
I mean, yeah, they just have not been able to offer any kind of defensive effort tonight. Embarrassing.
Here's Crowder. Boston, no good that time either. Jazz leading by 17. Here's Lyles. Isaiah Thomas grabs the board.
The defender stayed on him without fouling and did great work there.
Brown kicks to Urepko. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Hayward outside. Back to Exum. Fires from the wing. Not going to go that time.
After nailing an outside jumper during the first quarter, he can't seem to build off of it in this second.
Brown outside. Drills the three-pointer. Brown's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And the three-point shot is something that Brown continues to improve upon. It's important for him to be draining these looks.
And the first half is now in the books. Utah out in front, leading by 14. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder, Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you've enjoyed our first half of action. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you back. Right out of the gates, it was Utah setting the tone. You could see the daggers in their eyes as they went on a 10-4 run to start things off. By the end of quarter one, they were way out on top, leading by 13. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. And Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
That was the half of the super sub for them. A lot of offense coming off the bench, and that's such a luxury to have that kind of firepower available. There were times when the pace picked up when the second unit came into the game. And that's the best part, having a bunch of guys who's ready at the drop of a hat.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Celtics?
Well, it's no wonder they're getting blown out. No energy, no fight in the rebound battle. Ernie, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up starting now, or it's going to be impossible to come back. Like the Pythagorean theorem, times 50, times 100, times 50, times 10. Impossible to figure out, Ernie.
And in a matter of moments, they'll be starting the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. See you, folks.
And as we return, we get a look at the Boston skyline. Those drone cameras are really something. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at George Hill, he's really been playing well.
Just in attack mode, he was able to get in the lane at will in that first half.
The most intense guy on the court at times. Put a lot of pressure on the defense. We'll see if he can maintain that level of energy the rest of the way.
Well, with a look at today's rosters, you'll see a veteran or two acting as a mentor on a team for young players. Chris, all teams want them. They need them for that balance. You've been on both ends of that relationship. Just how important is that for a young player?
It is very important. You know, when you think about the word fear, fear mostly is what you anticipate about the unknown. And for a lot of young players, you know, they just don't know what to expect. They just don't know what habits to have. They just have never been in this situation before. And they're going to figure it out, regardless if anyone helps them or not. But just think about how it just helps the learning curve and how it speeds up the pace when you have someone that can tell you from their perspective how to approach games or how to prepare for games, how to recover, how to treat your body, how to play this guy. I know coach said this, but you might want to try this if that doesn't work. You know, and I think that's probably one of the most underrated and depleted spaces on the team are guys that can be that third coach on the team, but with the jersey on. And so I think it's very important to have guys in those mentor-type positions, just because they've had to go through what these players have gone through. Not just coach, but they've had to go through it and can tell it from a player's perspective.
Great points. And so in the game for the Jazz, Hill pairs up with Hood in the backcourt. Hayward and Favors holding down those forward spots, and it's Gobert in at the 5. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Guys, the Utah Jazz is one of the up-and-coming teams in the West, and it was a system-wide commitment to young players. The younger teams tend to struggle, but head coach Quinn Snyder said he's committed to letting his players learn through their mistakes. He said it may be painful at times, but that's how we get better. In a lot of things, the only way to learn is through experience. Guys?
They're catching on quickly. Thanks, D.A. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. He used that pick to perfection. Hill's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Jazz.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Horrendous defense right there. Does the defense know who they are leaving wide open? You can't do that with him.
And the dunk by Olynyk.
He got with his trainer, he changed his dieting, and he slimmed down. Olynyk. Now he's showing a little more explosiveness as a result. Now, in 2013, the Celtics began their rebuild in earnest. Right away, they made some great moves hiring Brad Stevens from the college ranks to take over as head coach. And also, a terrific trade with Brooklyn, getting 3 first-round picks and the right to swap picks in exchange for Garnett and Paul Pierce.
And the basket by Hill. Hill's got 17.
I'm not mad. He's choosing his shots wisely tonight, hitting a high percentage.
Celtics trail by 15. Thomas kicks to Horford. Back to Thomas. The three. Rebound, Utah. Hood's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Gobert, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Gobert's got his second basket.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Rodney Hood. That's his first foul. And Utah making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Olynyk dishes to Crowder. Thomas down low. He's against Hill.
And not a night he's going to want to. to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
They get it back. Hood gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Thomas passes Dolenik. Yes, that goes in. He's got 10.
I mean, he's connecting on most of his shots out there, and his team has needed every one of them.
Outside Favors. Feeds it to Hill. The shot from 20 feet away. Here's Hood. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And last season, 86% from the line. So he's always had that calm presence at the line no matter the situation.
Boston making a switch here. Smart's checked in. And Utah also making a switch. Ingles is checked in.
And how about the Celtics? Over the last 3 seasons, climbing up from a subpar defensive team to elite status. You look around the league, there may not be a better perimeter defensive trio than Marcus Smart, Avery Bradley, and Jay Crowder.
4 on the shot clock. Smart misses.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Hill with it. Out guarded by Smart. Outside Hood. Fires for 3. Another miss by Utah. And as good as the Celtics have been defensively, Chris, Coach Brad Stevens thinks they can get even better.
Well, yeah, at times they've been a bunch of hacks. They still foul too often and struggled on the defensive glass. I think they've needed more shot blocking inside. If they can address those issues, this defense could be scary.
And it's time for an injury report. And now David Aldridge has an update for us on Amir Johnson. What's the news, Dave?
Hi, guys. Well, the head athletic trainer for Boston provided some information for us. Unfortunately, it sounds like a very serious injury. He's not going to return to this game, and unfortunately, it looks like he could be out for a while, Kevin.
David, thanks for the great update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, if that report is accurate, he's going to be spending a lot of time in rehab and on the sidelines.
Yeah, and given how hard he's worked, you know how frustrated he must be. Difficult blow to overcome for him and for his team.
Here's Crowder following the score by Rodney Hood. And that one, good. Crowder's got his first bucket of the night.
At 6'7", Jay Crowder weighs as much as some centers. He's built for contact.
And Gobert kicks to Hill. He feeds it to Ingles. Dishes it to Gobert. Ingles passes to Hood. The Jazz working the ball around now.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that ball.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Rodney Hood. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Celtics making a switch here. Urebko's checked in. Burks, he's checked in for the Jazz. Exum comes in for Hill. Horford dishes to Urebko. There's the feed to Olynyk. Here's Ingles. And he slams it one-handed.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
Now, here's Olynyk. 10 points for him. 5 on the clock. Smart. And he hits the jump shot. Smart's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's how you build confidence in your shot. Smart, able to set his feet off the catch and shoot.
Ball's knocked loose. Jumps up and slam dunk by Smart.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunk's the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Well, Kevin, you know momentum is a fickle thing. Sometimes one simple boost in confidence can change the complexion of an entire game.
The Jazz have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line. That's good from Johnson.
Well, one thing about Coach Brad Stevens, he's very composed on the sideline. He said it was a lesson he learned at Butler. If he gets rattled, the team does. So whether the game is going well or going poorly, you can't tell from looking at him. He keeps an even keel.
Brown is checked in for the Celtics. The Jazz also changing it up. Boris Diaz checked in for Rudy Gobert, and Lyle subbed in for Joe Ingles. Now here's Smart. He's got 6. Bradley can't get it to go. And Stevens keeps that steady demeanor. But that doesn't mean, Chris, he won't get into players if he thinks they're not playing the right way.
But even there, keeping that poker face helps. Players don't want to be embarrassed in front of thousands. As a coach, if you pull a player aside or keep it in the huddle, that's appreciated. You'll see him talking to a player and he looks cool and calm. But if you're a lip reader, it might be a different story.
There's Brown with the 3. It's hauled in by Diaz.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Celtics trail by 20. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
After a trying first half where he struggled with the shot, he has really found his rhythm, shooting the rock in the second half.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for Joe Johnson.
And Kelly Olynyk, from a basketball family, his father a successful coach, his mother a scorekeeper. He's grown up around the game.
Exum kicks to Hayward. Back to Exum. There's the screen. Looking for Hayward. He gets it there. And that comes off the assist by Exum. Exum's got 6 assists in the game. 1:49 left to play in the third. Smart kicks to Brown. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
A foolish play. He's got to be thinking out there.
Well, that's just a rush decision on his part. He needs to take his time out there and make better choices.
Thomas checked in for the Celtics. There's 1:40 left here in the third quarter. Exum kicks to Lyles. Soft touch off the glass. Lyles got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Here's your Repko. He's got 10. Screened by Olynyk. Launches it. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor. Jazz leading by 18. Exum passes to Burks. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce. And though the Jazz are, still developing that roster, they do have an identity. And the one area that's been constant for them is defense. Number 1 in the league a couple seasons ago, last year near the top as well. And so they're not going to be a fun team for you to play against if you have one of those high-octane offenses.
And here's Exum. After Isaiah Thomas made that last 3-pointer, the Jazz have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. And the first one at the line is good. Exum hits them both.
Now, you may have expected the Celtics to improve last season, but to secure a top 5 seed and 8-win improvement over their previous season, now that's very impressive. They set the longest home winning streak since the Larry Bird era.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it. Jazz leading by 20. To the inside. Burks' shot is good. Burks has got 5 points in the quarter. And the Celtics suffering some injuries down the stretch. Fell to the Hawks in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, don't feel bad for them. Still coming into this summer's draft with cap space and 8 draft picks in June, you knew they were poised to make a big leap. Celtics fans hoping they can make an even deeper run this time out.
And so, Smart nails both of them.
At 6'4", 220 pounds, Marcus Smart might be the most physically imposing point guard in the league, especially with his fiery approach to the game.
Now, here's Exum. He's got 9. Diaw, the screen. Shot clock at 6. Hayward. And that comes off the assist by Exum. Exum's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Outside Thomas. Offline. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. It's the Jazz running away with it. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Utah leading by 22. Crowder and Urebko are the small and power forwards. Brown out there with Thomas. And it's Horford in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Exum dishes to Favors. Dion. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Boston shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. Thomas kicks to Horford. Back to Thomas. For the 3. Kept alive by Boston. Pass to Horford. There's the pick. From deep. Fires for 3. That shot misses. Now the Jazz take it the other way. Burks the pass to Hayward. Top of the key, Exum. And Boston with the rebound. Brown outside. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Utah's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. It's deflected. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Oh, the assist from Thomas. Finding the open man. Nice decision offensively.
Utah leading by 23. Here's Favors. And a slam dunk by Favors.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Oh, he knows how to dish out some pretty sick assists as well when they need him to. You see that play right there? Wow, that's his 4th 3 of the game. 2 in each half. He has just owned that line.
And Thomas over to help. And Favors kicks to Hayward. Just 5 on the clock. Here's and there's another one for the Jazz. And the Celtics with possession here. Thomas dishes to Brown. Outside Thomas. Unload. And he overshot that one, missing.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Well, that's just not wise to take that shot in that situation. He'll think better of it next time around.
Here's Horford. Second chance shot. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. That's good from Urebko.
This is as good as it gets from the charity strike here in the second.
Avery Bradley, he's checked in for Brown. Utah also making some changes. Gobert, he's checked in for Dion. Hood comes in for Alec Burks. And it's Hill in for Exum. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Big defensive play by Crowder, snuffing him out there.
Here's Horford. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Jazz leading by 22. Hill with it. Now, Thomas defending. The call will go against Urebko. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
When you get tagged with your 4th foul, you have to be very careful the rest of the way.
Favors with the screen. Rebound, Boston. Horford's got 9 rebounds now tonight. From beyond the arc. Favors with the rebound. Favors got 5 rebounds tonight. Hood for 3. but he stays with it.
He has to take that wide open three, even though that's not his bread and butter.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. And here is Thomas. They set the pick. And the dunk by Horford.
Well, you can't forget about Horford. I mean, carving out space inside for the putback.
Jazz leading by 23. Hill kicks to Favors. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. Favors has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Bradley kicks to Horford. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. That gives him the double-double. 12 points and 11 rebounds. They get a hand on it. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint. Now here's Hayward. Favors with the screen. Hayward against Crowder. Hayward passes to Favors, and it's good for 2. And the action on hold, as it appears there's been an injury. Yep, he's definitely in a bad way out there right now. Tough to see.
And you can tell by the look on his face, boy, he is going through a lot of pain.
Oh, man, out of all the times, out of all the games, this one, yeah, you have to feel for the guy. Giving a great effort. Terrible to see that happen.
Kelly Olynyk checked in for Al Horford. And stolen by Favors. Here's Hill. And Utah again with the bucket. Boston's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the fourth. Bradley kicks to Jerebko. Great D that time from Hood.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Crowder with the steal. And a fast break now for the Celtics. There's Thomas with the 3. Utah with the rebound. Gobert's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That'll be his second foul of the game.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Boston making a switch here. Zeller's checked in. Passes it to Gobert. And Kelly Olynyk is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Boston making a switch here. Smart's checked in. Now here's Hayward. And here's Hill for 3. That shot off the mark. Good D by Thomas. It's Bradley on the wing. 3-pointer. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got 3 assists tonight.
And that's where he's most comfortable. Bradley crafting this game to excel in the catch and shoot.
Hayward against Crowder. The shot. Another miss by Utah. Celtics trail by 21. Pulls up. Nice shot by Smart.
Well, it looked as if he would never find his game after that awful first half start, but he's really hitting his stride in the second.
Hood against Bradley. Hood kicks to Gobert. There's the pass to Hill. He dishes it to Favors. Just 5 on the clock. Hood can't get it to go.
Not good shot selection. Long range and the defender all up in your jersey.
Well, I'm not even really sure why he even attempted that look. That's a low percentage of shots get.
Smart lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Smart's got 10 points in just the second half. Utah leading by 17. Tipped away. Hill against Thomas.
And George Hill, really, for me, an interesting case study, if you will. Always an unselfish player, always been careful in terms of shot selection and smart on the floor. But with Paul George missing time 2 seasons ago, Hill really stepped up his role and didn't miss a beat. I think he can do even more offensively. He's one of those guys that I think doesn't really realize just how good he is. Maybe he does this season.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And for Hill, even as his shots per game have increased, his percentages have only gotten better. Last season, Greg, a career high in three-point percentage.
Yeah, and that spread out offense really has helped. A lot of open looks for everybody. You've got to give him credit, though. He fit in well for this team.
Now here's Thomas. Down low. Yaremko dishes to Thomas. And again, it's Boston converting.
From deep and close and everywhere in Thomas, an offensive energizer.
Hood, the pass to Hill. They get a hand on it and stolen by Thomas. Lays it in off the breakaway. So it's Utah now. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Thomas against Hill. Outside Hood. Outside Hill. From the arc. Rebounded by Yaremko.
Well, perhaps he believes he'll be able to shoot himself out of this slump, but I don't see it. He needs to quit shooting those threes.
Jazz leading by 14. And Kelly Olynyk is going to pick up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus rule, head to the line for 2. Free throw drops for Hill. Both free throws good from Hill. Boston shooting about 43% here in the 4th quarter.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Utah.
When you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
Exactly, Kevin. They were lethal from deep. And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Hill. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Brown comes in for Crowder, and Smart subbed in for Bradley. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Lyles checked in for Gobert. Johnson comes in for Derek Favors. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Burks in for Rodney Hood. Terry Rozier's checked in for Boston. And Utah with a change here too. Dante Exum, he's checked in for George Hill. Exum with it.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
That free throw, no good. And some changes here for the Celtics. Crowder, he's checked in for Brown. Bradley comes in for Smart. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Terry Rozier. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Gobert, he's checked in for Trey Lyles. Favors comes in for Johnson. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Joe Ingles. And Hood subbed in for Alec Burks. Hood kicks to Exum. Gobert, the screen. Hayward dishes to Exum. Back to Hayward. And a wide open look for Hood. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. And the Jazz lead by 15.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
But that's just tremendous work by them in setting the pace of the game to their favor and maintaining that throughout the game.
Now Exum, after Isaiah Thomas missed from long range. Ball's knocked loose. Hood with it. Now Thomas defending. 5 to shoot. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Favors can't get it to go. Outside Bradley. Puts up a 3. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, thank you. Superb.